Good morning, Zio here, and the continuation of yesterday's video starts now, because I can't apparently speak either, nor can I read or anything else properly anyway. Anyway, if you haven't gotten your coffee, go ahead and grab it, sit back, relax, and let's look at Jagex and RuneScape and some of those security issues that they've had over the years and apparently continue to still have. So let's get into it, shall we? Now, if you hadn't subscribed to the channel, you should go ahead and do so now. Like the video, all that good stuff. Share this out far and wide across the interwebs because we're building an army here. That's right. That's exactly what we're doing. We are building an army, and one of these days, I'm going to have enough subscribers to get you all to band together and vote Chuck Norris into office. That's right. That is the real reason for this channel's existence. Is to eventually one day build an army large enough to vote in the most unstoppable man on the planet, Chuck Norris, as President of the United States. Now, can we do that? Absolutely, we can do that. So I need all of you to help with that and to spread that message far and wide. Now, aside from all that, we're talking about Jagex once again. Is it Jagex? Jagex? Anyway, we're talking about RuneScape. We've talked about it on and off. I've decided that I'm going to make a playlist sometime after these two videos because we've talked about it enough to make it a playlist for people to come take a look at later on down the line, and maybe they'll actually do something about it. I don't know. All we can do is talk about it and spread the word. Anyway, so they've got a bad reputation over there, right? Jagex employees have a bad reputation of having moderation staff who just doesn't care, who doesn't pay attention, who doesn't really, take anything. They like to sweep it under the rug, right? We're talking about a game that is old, a very old game that has decided it's not even going to bother with updating anything when it comes to it. Sure, they've made that new RuneScape, right? And old RuneScape, though, is the one that everybody flipping plays. You know what? Can I bring up that data again? Yes, absolutely I can. Let's pick this up here from MMO populations. What are our populations looking like right now? We have World of Warcraft over 2 million. Old school RuneScape over 2 million. Yeah, I'm surprised too. No flack towards any of y'all playing old school RuneScape, but my lord. Anyway, you got World of Warcraft Classic kicking it. Nice. Final Fantasy XIV has come down because the first list I think I had been looking at didn't include things like Destiny as an MMO, but I guess it is. And Final Fantasy XIV is doing pretty well. Let's see, is there any way to set this up with MMO actual number, or with actual numbers? Anyway, we've got RuneScape down here at about 680,000, which isn't bad. Not bad at all. It's a lot more than, say, Guild Wars 2 is doing, and a lot more than Star Wars The Old Republic, unfortunately. And since we're here, let's see. Let's look. Star Trek Online, that explains so much. Anyway, so we're talking about Jagex today. We're talking about some security. This is part 2. Hopefully we will not make it a part 3 with this particular thing, although we may make other videos later discussing it. But this here is something that happened back in 2018, just sort of highlighting the kinds of people that work there, apparently. Now, not all, but a lot of these mods and stuff do have like sort of a click thing going on from what I've been able to extrapolate from all the information and stuff, right? But you've got an update here. We'll look at that here in a second, but let's look at this top part here real quick. But a couple of months ago, an old school RuneScape player who goes by the name Mazrium LOL on Reddit claimed that a serious data breach had caused him to lose 45 billion coins on his main account, which of course makes me wonder if he has multiple accounts. Huh. Anyway, just wondering. Anyway, he claims his claims were dismissed by a number of other players, several of whom suggested that it was his own fault for not having an account properly secured, not that it matters, or that he might be lying about it completely, but it came to light today that he wasn't lying and that he was correct about the data breach, which was actually an inside job at Jagex. And apparently you've got their statement. We confirmed that a member of Old School RuneScape team was dismissed from employment at Jagex following gross misuse of moderator privileges. During our rigorous routine system checks, again, phrasing, listen to this. A couple of months ago, a player was claiming there was a serious data breach. Nobody believed him. But during our rigorous routine system checks, after months, an irregular activity was identified on a small number of counts, including the movement of wealth and items back into the live game. Following our investigation, we were able to resolve the issue before any significant impact was made to the wider game or economy. We have also taken steps to return items and GP to any affected accounts. While we generally do not return items or gold, we feel that given this unusual situation, we wanted to ensure no players lost out on to rogue actions of a member or stuff. So if somebody else hacks your account and does it, you don't return items or something. That's a question I actually have, because I have no idea if they do that. In World of Warcraft, if that happens to you and you can gain control of your account, generally Blizzard will return all your stuff and roll it back to a previous, like weeks ago session. Sure, you may have to do some more grinding because you lost out on something that you got, but it's better than being completely naked. Anyway, so we want to move on to this real quick. So that's a thing that happened, yes. So can somebody take a look at this big account security issue? It's apparently an issue that has been around for quite a while and should have been taken out beforehand, but apparently the link leads to an official RS website and contains a payload that would let someone take over the functionality of the site while using it during that session. And are other things they could potentially do, including embedding it in a different website and messing around with various pages on the website. Using your connection in session, in theory, if stretched properly, it could be used for name hijacking, payment detail skimming, account hijacking, takeovers. Public report is being, they do have very good procedures for cooperating with people who find things like this. It's basically work for anyway, I'm reading too fast to keep up with my own brain. Anyway, public report is because they don't have very good procedures for cooperating with people who find things like this. It's basically work for free on your own time for the benefit to catch things they clearly not catching. I work for a living. They don't really have any secure channels of reporting, and just a pain to work with overall. I dropped an 0-day public report because I'm fed up with it and want to shine some light on the issues. Upside, they get to know about it and fix it. Downside, bad PR. Anyway, this person has also dropped some information. I'm not really sure how to go about doing this, but anyway, he's made his own subreddit here or whatnot to sort of support RS bugs, right? Which apparently is something that, over on the RuneScape actual Reddit is something they like to bury under the ground when you report on things, because there was an original post on this, among other things. But this exploit is named in reference to vendors' poor security policies and an API input it was found on, which is pay to pwn, by the way. If you can't see it, I like that name. It's definitely a good name. But this is a security report on a recently released exploit. But this is an examination of what it could do and how it might be or has been before. Using the game peripheries. This is an important to help the reader understand what the implications of this exploit are, and helping the vendor understand the seriousness of this issue, as they seem not to. And we're not going to go through all of this, but it will be linked down in the description below, so you can go through it. But we're going to sort of try and paraphrase and understand quite a bit about this. But in short, this creates sort of a link that will take you to, you know, logging into the game and stuff like that. And it essentially, if I got this correct, essentially it allows somebody to hijack off of that, right? They can implement malicious code and do other things with it. They can skim off data, payment details, anything that you've got. Say you've got maybe a credit card or whatever linked to the account or something. They can skim information from that, passwords among other things. Just a lot of stuff that can be injected, especially if they inject just the right kind of malware or something. They can get a lot of stuff from you, essentially, just from logging into the game. This thing could be posted anywhere from Facebook to the Twitters, to the Reddits, to 4chan, to 8chan, whatever it is that it wants to be posted on, to their own forums. If they're not paying attention, you know, somebody could post it up there or something. People follow it, log in, use it to log in, and you could have a very, very bad day. But anyway, yeah, I do have to thank Arborist. Is that how I'm saying it right? Arborist? I'm really bad with pronouncing things, if you hadn't figured it out, by the way, because he has dumped a lot of this information out there for people to see and take a look at, just so, you know, maybe somebody out there will notice it and not shove it under the rug. That's the whole point of the creation of this right here. But here, there's a whole things here for you to look at, like a proof of concept of the URL. And I mean, you can just sort of look at it right here. It's secure.runescape.com, which is, there's a reason why I started reading off that URL earlier, or in yesterday's video, because that's exactly how the URLs look like. If you take this and shorten it down for something like Twitter or anything else, you know, and do a short URL or something with it, it looks exactly the same for the most part. You know, even though it's got all this extra bit here, I don't think the whole, anyway, it looks very legitimate. That's the problem, is it looks really legitimate. And when you're looking at like a system like old school RuneScape or whatnot, where apparently, you know, the gold and stuff has monetary value in the real world and can be liquidated and items and other things, you know, this is a very bad thing where people can straight up hijack your stuff. That's not a good thing at all. You don't want that. But there's a very, very, you know, nice explanation here, detailed information. But for a frame of reference, any changes made to your account using such an exploit would seem like it was done from your own IP address or your computer, right? And that's really not a good thing, because it makes it really hard to figure out where it's coming from, other than it's coming from you. Including changing credentials, emails, because technically from a code standpoint it did, which would mean that Jagex, based on how they've handled account disputes in the past, would think it was would think it were a willing change. Casts normal doubt on the recovery system, as well as warrants immediate investigation, in my opinion, mine as well. But yeah, game characters are extremely vulnerable targets from hijackers due to their in-game wealth, and that can be liquidated for real money. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons why they need to fix this, of course. But you know, there's a whole thing here about how it was discovered, how easily it's discovered, by the way, and the fact that Jagex security for their game couldn't figure it out, apparently, and has totally missed it when it was easily detectable. Talking about the initial Twitter threads and everything, but, you know, a quick, short explanation, you know, the TLDR here. Bad stuff with local code injection into the web browser could perfectly imitate RS website and could be used very easily to skim payment details, account login, while auto-changing email and credentials, including snagging single-use authentication tokens, name hijacking, and also verify domain ownership by including certain embeds in the page, which would be extremely lucrative if deployed on social media. Exactly. Anyway, so that's about all I've got for this one right here. Everything, of course, is down in the description down below to take a look at. My thoughts: this is bad. Jagex, seriously. I don't know how many times I've said this already, but you guys need to fix your stuff. Your stuff is definitely old at this point, and you don't have to make the game, you know, look pretty or anything. It's fine as it is. That's the appeal to it, right? But you need to update your systems majorly. You need to update your security. You need to update your support. You need to update how things are handled, and you probably need to just update your staff that handles all that stuff pretty quickly. Anyway, I will leave it right there. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.